Hi, my lovely students. Welcome to week 3 of remote learning. So this video is going to guide you through what I'm looking for from you this week. As always, please reach out to me if you have any questions at all, if you have any barriers, if you're confused about anything, even if you have questions for other classes. Connecting with you all is one of the things that is keeping me going through this really difficult time. So let's get into it. I'm going to go to my Google Classroom. I'm going to go up here to classwork, and you will see all of your classwork for this week in Remote Learning Week 3. If you have not completed Remote Learning for Week 2 or Week 1, that's okay. Go back and do that though. This all builds upon itself, and as always in my class, they are numbered. Something to note at the top, here are my office hours and my contact information. I am available Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. You should just be able to click on this link and find me. You can also reach me via Google Chat, which a lot of you have been doing a good job using, and you can reach out to me via email, and I really do want to hear from you. So please let me know if this 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. doesn't work for you. Let's arrange another time to meet. All right, so if I scroll down here, my remote learning for week 3 is here, and you're going to start with assignment number 7. So what assignment number 7 is asking is that, one, you watch this video, which you're doing right now, and there will be the link in here as well as the link to YouTube. And then you're going to go through, I've been commenting privately on your assignments so far. And this is one of the ways that we're going to communicate about your assignments, which I know is really different and remote learning is challenging, but we're going to do our best. So a lot of times I'm asking you a question and I want you to reply to that question. Your responses can't just be one word, or they can't just be thank you. I want you to really demonstrate that you've put an answer into what that you've put some thought into the answer that you're giving. So sometimes it's really simple questions. So for instance, we're going to look here, and I ask over here if this student has the supplies that they need at home to do drawing and painting. So they give me a simple answer. Yes, they do. So that is a really straightforward question. Some of the other questions I might have asked you is, why did you choose to draw the picture? What is one of the challenges that you had in doing this? Are you open to working on shading in one of your drawings? All kinds of questions. But here we're going to start a dialogue in the private comments. And for doing that, you are going to get some points. So this is your first assignment of the week. I just want to make sure that you're looking at those comments that I'm giving you in Google Classroom and that dialogue is beginning. Next up is that you are going to reflect on your art practice. So let's talk about reflection for a second. Here's a quote from this educational philosopher named John Dewey, and he says, "We do not learn from experience, we learn from reflecting on experience." And I wholeheartedly agree with this. If we are just doing work and not thinking about the way that our individual cool brains work, and not thinking about why we did it or what successes we have and what challenges, we're really missing out on a big part of what learning is. So for your second assignment of the week, you are going to reflect on your art practice. If you click on this, and there are 3 different groups as always, and you'll be assigned your group. Don't worry, you won't be assigned 3 groups. You're going to click on your Google Doc, and within this doc, you're going to write your answers. So the questions are slightly different, but basically, my first thing I want you to think about, and I don't want you to give me an answer you think I want to hear. I want you to really think, why is reflecting important to learning? Why does looking back on what we did help us as learners? So I want you to put some thought into that. Type that up for me. Then for your second question, again, they're going to be a little bit different. You're going to talk to me about how successful your art practice was for last week. Then you're going to talk about what specifically you did well, what you want to celebrate. So you could say, I have a lot of trouble drawing hands and I was able to draw some hands. You could say, I'm not usually good at keeping to a schedule, but I kept to my art practice schedule and I turned in all my assignments. Really let me know what you did well. Then you're going to talk about how you can improve, a way when we're reflecting on maybe this didn't work as well. So maybe you tried to draw hands and you were like, they looked terrible. So you can talk about that's something that you want to improve. Or you tried to do a cut crease in makeup and your first attempt was really challenging. So you're going to try a different makeup, or you're going to go to a different YouTuber. I really want you to think about how you can improve. A couple people said they were just doing their art practice 2 days a week, And I suggested going up to 3 days a week just because the more we practice our skills, the more that they'll build and we can get into that cool flow state that I talked about in week 1. So go ahead and tell me what you're going to improve. And then some of you have this last question. I just want you to talk about if the art practice you set for yourself is challenging and tell me why or why not. And then, like last week, you're just going to provide me 2 sets of evidence of the work that you've been doing in your art practice. So here you'll add a photo or a video. It could be a few pages of a journal where you're going to show me what you've done this week for your art practice. And this should demonstrate that you really have worked throughout the week to build up your art practice, because I want you to come out of this seeing your skills grow, because that feels really good. And as I've said before, right now we need to kind of have a sense of purpose, and this could be one of the things that do this. Be really honest with me in your reflections. Reach out to me if there's barriers. We'll come up and we'll brainstorm the best that we can some solutions to those barriers. But seeing your work has been a really powerful thing for me, and I want to keep that going. All right, thank you all so much, and I hope to hear from you. Take care.